I am Lo-Fi Thrasher Lenny Blade, and this is the Retro Hunter Thailand show. And we are based in Korat in northeastern Thailand. And in this episode I'm just gonna try to cram in everything that I've picked up for the past couple of weeks. So there'll be video games, there will be some movies, VHS stuff, and there'll be some metal. So something for everyone. Let's go.
Alright, we're back down at the table here again, and I thought I would start with the metal stuff. So I've got two satanic black metal vinyls here, and I got both of these albums from Metal Quest, the Metal Quest shop in Bangkok in the Pratunam area, and he sent them to me. So as many people, or the ones who know me, know that I'm not necessarily a huge black metal fan, but there are a couple of bands and albums that I like. And these two are albums that I used to have both of them back in the day. So this first one here is Opus Nocturne by Marduk. And I remember I bought this one when it came out on CD. And I was really sick. I had a really bad cold, and I got this home, and I kept listening to it even though my head hurt because I had a very bad headache as well going with the cold, and I just couldn't stop listening to it. It was just amazing, and I still think that it's a good album. I'm a little bit less infatuated by it right now, nowadays, but it's still a very good album. And a controversial opinion, I think this is, in my opinion, the last really good album by Marduk. I know that many Marduk fans disagree, but that's my opinion. Alright, because this week we're having the Thai New Year, the Songkran festival here, the Songkran New Year. So what better way to ring in the new year than with some Swedish and Japanese satanic black metal. And here we got Sabat from Japan. This is their album Evoke, and I had this one as well on CD, just like the Marduk one. And this is another album that I absolutely love. There we got, Gizol and the rest of the heroes in Sabat. And I think, this is absolutely an amazing album. What I like about it is that even though it is black metal, like, all the songs are really different from each other, so it's a really, really good listen. And even though I like Metal Lucifer more, and they're really good live, they're really good on album, just an all around good black metal band. And I would like to thank Pex and Metal Quest for letting me buy these albums and sending them here to Korat. Alright, so let's get on with it. Alright, next up we've got a couple of VHS videos, and these are mixed. We've got some music videos, bootleg feature films, and commercially released films. Up first here is a Europe concert video, and this is the way bootleg music videos used to look in Southeast Asia, which is pretty cool. They were a little bit more elaborate than the ones that we would get in Europe. Ha ha ha. Nice pun there, Lenny. Anyways, so this is from the Final Countdown tour, and it's a good video. I like Europe, even though, I know certain people have reservations about Europe. I don't. I think they're a great band. Oh, and by the way, all the videos I got here, apart from the music videos, are Thai subtitles with the original audio, so just so you know. Oh, here we got Savage Streets with Linda Blair of Exorcist fame. This is an extremely 80s movie, and this is also a bootleg, as you can see. Normally they printed these nice labels, or nice-ish labels, and then they sort of stapled a little picture cover onto the paper cover of the cassette, so that's a little bit different. Yeah, so like I said, these are all original audio. Not because I don't understand Thai, because I do, and I can even understand the videos, but I feel that there's so much lost in the dubbing of the voices and everything that you don't really get the full experience, and I feel sorry for people coming from countries where everything was dubbed. Anyways, here is Predator 2, which I think is a little bit underrated, I would say. I mean, obviously it's leagues away from the mastery that was the original Predator, but I think that one is good. And next up is Phantasm 2, the Thai commercial release. I think Phantasm is a horror movie series that got a little bit left behind. You know, people even talk about the Exorcist series, and you know, like Halloween and Friday the 13th and Poltergeist, all of those movies. But I think Phantasm was a pretty good horror movie franchise, if I may say so myself. Which of course I may, because this is my show. So as you can see here, you got both the languages there on the label, which is kind of nice. The thing about these paper covers from Mangpor company, they produced their own movies. I mean, they licensed and manufactured movies. They also had shops in most provinces in Thailand. Yeah, up until just maybe 6 years ago or so, the one in Korat disappeared. Maybe 6 years ago, I would say. And up next is Survivor Greatest Hits video collection. Now, yeah, I'm a little bit of a sucker for all that like cheesy 80s stuff. So even stuff that's not pure metal, sometimes I get for the entertainment value, and this Survival cassette falls into that category for sure. And then we've got now this one I'm the most happy about. This is the Praying Mantis live video, and it's live in Tokyo. And what's really cool about this is that it's got Clive Burr on drums, so that's really cool. And it's also got, get this, Dennis Stratton on guitar. So you know, a lot of Iron Maiden connections there. So this is really cool. I'm really looking forward to. I haven't seen this one actually. I looked it up when I saw it. But I didn't watch it because I want the full, you know, the VHS experience. Gonna crack open a couple of beers and watch some Praying Mantis classic tracks being played by Clive Burr and Dennis Stratton and the Praying Mantis gang. And here we've got the games, the game portion of the pickup. And, you know, in regular order, I got myself a couple of Famicom games because I do like Famicom. It's a great system to collect for here in Thailand, because this is a retro system that's actually not that expensive. You know, if you try to collect NES or Super Nintendo or even PlayStation or anything like that, it could get expensive. I mean, you can get PlayStation games fairly cheap, but it had to be the Japanese versions. So the Japanese Famicom games aren't super expensive here. And this one, the Bukoika Wars, is a game I actually had to look up when I saw it. And it seems to be a pretty cool game. I haven't tried it yet, but it seems to be like an adventure game where you pick up followers and you go kind of like an adventure role-playing game or something like that. So that's cool. And the classic Donkey Kong, of course. Now, Donkey Kong, I played a lot back on the Intellivision already, and also on my Commodore 64. So I haven't actually played the NES version, or obviously the Japanese Famicom version. So I'm looking forward to that. These were a little bit more expensive. The Bukoika Wars, or whatever it's called, was $99. This one, the Wizardry Proving Ground of the Mad Overlord. This is the first Wizardry game, and not many people know this, but you can actually go into the setting and change the language to English. Now that's a pro tip for all you Famicom collectors that live here in Thailand. So don't stray away from all RPGs. Most RPGs are useless to us because we can't play them. If you get the box, you can put it on the shelf and it looks neat. But if you actually want to play them, then, Wizardry is definitely a game series to look out for. Because you can go into the settings and change it to English. Up next are one game that I'm really happy about. This is just like a flight game from... it's like one of those budget title series in Japan, like The Best or whatever it's called, and then it's like the nye. As you can see here, I don't read Japanese at all, so, but it looked pretty cool. I checked it out. Now this is something that I'm really happy about. This is Philosoma, which is a PlayStation 1 shoot 'em up, and it's really cool. It's one of those, I remember it from back in the day, and it changes perspective or whatever you call it. So you would play it as a sideways shooter, and then it'll change into like a rail shooter, and then it'll become like a vertical shooter, and then you're shooting things. And next up here we have a Sega Saturn controller here, and I got this very cheap because of this. It's almost broken but not quite, so I will just use some tape and I will fix it up. I always try to pick up cheap controllers if I can find them, because you never know when you'll get the chance next time. And the same day here I also got this big package of VHS tapes. So there's a little bit of a mix here as well. All of these were very cheap. I was actually surprised because many of these were sealed. Some were not sealed, of course. And there was even one moldy tape as well, but we'll get into that later. So only one moldy out of 10 or however many I got. It's not too bad. So first up here we have Zorro, and this is the Mask of Zorro with Antonio Banderas. And it's funny because I used to watch Zorro, the series, the black and white series, the reruns on Swedish TV back in the day. I can't remember ever seeing the Zorro movie though. And here we got Drop Zone. This is one of the ones that were sealed, obviously, as you can see here. Used to be 320 baht. I got this one for 60, I believe. Something like that. We also got Nico, Above the Law. I always pick up Steven Seagal movies if I don't have them, if I see them. He's just one of those actors, one of those sort of action actors that I really enjoy. His movies aren't always super great, but it's almost always a good watch, at least. This was just like a tape that he threw in the box, I think, to keep the balance of the tape so they wouldn't, rattle around too much in the box. Because I have no idea what this is. I think it's... I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to pop it into my VCR and see what it is, because I have no idea. My guess is that he just put it there to keep the balance of the tapes in the box. Next up this was the one that cost a little bit more. This is Street Fighter, the commercial Thai release. And this is one of my guilty pleasures. I know it's not a good movie, but you know, I do think it's very entertaining, and I like it. This one was a little bit more. That was 100 baht for the Street Fighter one. All the others were between 30 and 60 baht, I believe. And here we got another movie, Denzel and Goodman. This is The Fallen, and this is also wrapped in plastic still, and all of these are Thai subtitles and original audio. And here I've got another copy of Sudden Death by Van Damme, or not by Van Damme, but with Van Damme, I should say. And this one was sealed, whereas the one that I had was not sealed. And it was just so cheap, so I decided to pick it up anyways. And this is a movie that I had on Laserdisc already, Dragon Heart. Actually, I had that, like the box set, the limited edition signature series Laserdisc. But I do like it. It's, you know, Sean Connery does a great dragon voice in this one, so it's worth that, if nothing else. So it's a good movie. It's quite long, but it's a good movie. And this one did not have mold either, so I'm happy about that. Though this one was not sealed. And then I got a couple of paper covers here as well. So we've got The Real McCoy, obviously, as a classic. So I decided to pick this one up. This one was 30 baht. So it's not even, you know, I don't have to think twice about it when it's that cheap. And then I also picked up Johnny Mnemonic, which is another one that I like. I kind of like that cyberpunk stuff, you know, downloading stuff into your brain, and you know, that out of fashion talk, you know, oh, I've got 2 gigabyte, like it's you know, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what they're saying. Now this is the one that was moldy, unfortunately. So, not happy about that, but it was only 30 baht, so, and I can probably clean it out with a little isopropyl, and I should be good to go, but I'm not sure. So, we will see what I'll do about this one. And then I've got 2 more movies, I believe. So, we have got this one, The Blue Tornado, which is another Mengbong release. There were a few companies that did the same thing, like Mengbong, like they would license, manufacture, and they also had shops where they sold them. This went on through the DVD and VCD era as well. There was Mengbong, and then we had CVD was another famous one. And there's another one as well that I can't remember the name of right now. And then the last movie is Independence Day. This was not sealed, and it was, I think it was 30 or 40 baht, can't remember right now. And of course, Will Smith. No, I'm not gonna do an Oscars joke. See ya!